Hey everyone, so this is the Senada Austin folding e-bike. I actually got this for $519. Um, Found the deal on Slick Deals again. There was a coupon code. It's normally 1,000, it says. And obviously for 519 bucks, this thing is a great deal. So basically, the way this thing works is it has a battery right here. I don't know if I can zoom out. Cool. And the motor is down in the hub over here. It's got a very simple chain system for biking, and the fold portion is right here. So I can show you that, how it folds in two. It's a giant bike, even with the folding, and the wheels are only 20 inches, and they look smaller than they are, because they're not that small in reality. I mean, a regular bike's only 26-inch wheels, so it's, not much bigger, but just the way this is shaped, with the seat looking higher. As you'll see in the assembly portion of the video, it's really quick to put together. It came 90% assembled. Honestly, I haven't even done that. I didn't put the reflectors on, or there's something called the motor mount guard, which goes down here, and I just decided it was kind of a pain. It's probably necessary if you're going to try and take this in any sort of place where there's sticks. I'm not, so I didn't. And then also, like I said, there's reflectors that go on the wheels. I haven't put those on. There's also reflectors that go on the front, I think, as well. But it has a brake light that goes on when you activate the brakes. I don't know if I can show you this or not. See? It's pretty cool. It also has a headlight. I had to realign the headlight. It was pointing up at the sky, so now it should be good, pointing sort of towards the ground. It has disc brakes in the front. Yeah, if you go around the back, in the rear. I will say the brakes are pretty bad. Now, maybe I'm just not used to riding a bike, but I use the rear brake primarily, so you don't flip forward on the bike. Well, this one's a pretty heavy bike, so maybe that wouldn't matter anyways, but the rear brakes definitely lag. They do not stop you on a dime. And this is a heavy bike. This weighs 60 pounds. That includes the battery, so if you take the battery off, it's slightly less. I think it's about a 9 or 10 pound battery. But yeah, so the brakes are definitely sluggish. It gets going 25 miles an hour so far that I've taken it. I've seen people say they get it up to 28, which I believe, because it's definitely capped at, the speedometer says 24.9. You can see here, this is what the speedometer looks like. So it's pretty cool. It's got, speed, pedal assist mode, so 5 is the highest. Total distance driven, 4 miles. Energy bar up at the top doesn't give a range, so you can just change it like this. There's a way to do, I'm not going to do it because I'm not on it, but there's a walk mode that actually is kind of fast, to be honest, but it'll walk the bike at like 3 miles an hour. So you can, if you want to cross the street without having to push it yourself, although you could definitely push this no problem on flat ground, but I guess you could use the walk mode for walking up a hill. People say that this may not have the ability to take somebody up a hill, but I can't see how that would be the case. I weigh 230 pounds or so, and like I said, it gets to 25, no problem. It's a quick bike. It's the 500 watt, 700 watt peak. So, in Florida for sure, it's perfect for. It has a weight limit of 280. I'm not sure if they're saying that that's the weight limit for the power or the weight limit for the frame. So I definitely think for the power, that's nonsense. I think this could definitely do more than that, because I have no problem at my weight. So it'll be functional in Florida. I think probably a little more than 280 for sure. Unless it's the frame they're talking about, or the suspension. But either way, so it's a 280. They do make bikes with more than that. They're more expensive. Senada actually has quite a few that are under 1,000, or at 1,000, I should say, not under 1,000, at 1,000, that have more power and higher weight limit. So this is my first e-bike. Bought out of necessity for maybe now. Due to building construction, I may not have use of my car unless I buy another one. But so I was like, oh, well, I'll get this for short trips, go to the office, stuff like that. But we'll see how that plays out. But it's also my first time riding a bike in like, not a non-stationary bike, or like a beach cruiser in like 10 years. So like I have a road bike that I used to have, it's a very nice one, but I stopped riding it because it's got the aggressive driving position, super skate tires, and whatever. But and this actually, like, it took no time to get used to it. Again, which is great. I like the step through design we have. You can see it right here. Some people think that looks weird, but I think it's definitely necessary, especially when you're on like a powered bike like this, because it's got a lot of, so like if you have to step off quickly, I think it's better to have somewhere you don't have to lift your knees crazy up top of. So so it is a step through, but again, it's pretty easy to get used to this. For somebody who hasn't ridden a bike seriously in a while, like it just, it is like riding a bike. But again, the big thing is it's a 60-pound bike with a battery. Still on a lighter side for an e-bike, but it's the heaviest. If you haven't had an e-bike, definitely gonna be the heaviest bike you've ever felt. It just is, like, so be mindful of that if you're thinking of getting this to lift into a trunk. I can do it. It's not easy. It's awkward because of how large it is. But so like if you're an older person who's trying to, get this to put in their trunk, take on a trip, it's heavy. So and definitely you can take the battery out. I'll show you that right now. It's pretty easy, to be honest. So you just flip the seat up like that. There's a little button. There's a key over here that you can do that turns it off and unlocks it. And then once it's unlocked, you just pull it up like that. So that's how you can charge it. That's how you can take the battery with you if you're going to park it somewhere, so they don't steal the bike. They couldn't steal the bike without the battery, but the battery is the expensive part. I think the replacement battery is about $400, which is ridiculous. And also you could do it for the wind. For the rain. So, because if I do take this to the office, I'll take the battery with me for sure, just so in case it rains. But so without the battery, it's about 50 pounds, much more manageable. Although it's still, a heavy bike. But so far, I've driven it. We've got 4 miles on it or so. It's a lot of times around the neighborhood, but it's a good flat ground bike, good street bike. It really does go fast, like I was saying. My big 2 complaints so far are the brake. The rear brake, at least, I don't use the front brake. I probably need to get used to that. Is pretty soft. It doesn't slow you down as much as I want it to, or as quickly as I want it to. And then the other thing is ghost pedaling. Everybody mentions that in the reviews. If you look everywhere else, it's not necessarily like, and although there's a feature that I want to try to change, because someone said that they fixed that issue about ghost pedaling in the settings. So there's a bunch of there's a hidden menu you can get to, and I'll share those codes in the video. But so after about 13 miles an hour, you're going to be ghost pedaling. Like if you have pedal assist on at all, unfortunately, it's just the motor's too powerful. So you're not going to be doing any effort if you're trying to go 14 miles an hour. You can do pedal assist 1. I found you can easily pedal forever on that one. But pedal assist 2 and above, the bike, it's like teetering right on the edge at pedal assist 2 of what you're actually helping with when you're pedaling. And 3 and above is useless in terms of if you want to try and pedal. I personally didn't buy the bike for that because I wanted it as, like I said, alternative modes of local transportation, just so I could get somewhere quick, get to work without being super sweaty. It definitely fits the bill for that. But as is, with pedal assist on, you'll be ghost pedaling at pedal assist 2, 3. So, and again, you can turn it off. You can do it all you want. And in Florida, that's fine, but on a hill, And again, this is in Florida, so maybe, really you should think of the pedal assist as a way to get up hills. That's what I was kind of saying earlier, too. I was talking about the weight and all that stuff, and it is, I think this would go up a hill no problem. There are no hills in Florida to try it, so I can't say that. I can't say for sure, but it's got a lot of power, and I really think that this would do fine. Charge time, I'm not really sure. I have not emptied the battery, but I will say, it seems to get I mean, I've gone 3 miles. I've gone 3 miles. 3 miles on the charge without having the battery bar say anything. So, I mean, I think that's pretty good efficiency. Again, I'm not sure how long it actually takes to charge. I'm pretty sure the website said it's 5 to 7 hours, something like that, for a full charge. This is I think this is a 48 volt battery, but I don't want to butcher it. So let's see if we can't see it down here. Does that say anything? Okay, there we go. Yeah, 48 volt, 14 amp hour. So I'm not sure what the watt hours are, but I'll put that in the video as a little oops, what should I call it? As a text item to say what that is. But yeah, so 48 volts, 14 amp hours, and that's how they typically measure the bikes. So 14 amp hours is about average. 48 volts is good. Again, so the battery is about $400 if you buy it from Senada. So try not to break it. It is not UL certified, the bike or the battery, although they did send me a 22-page report. I mean, they claim it is. I don't think that's true, because I'm pretty sure UL certified means they literally sent it to the UL people, and they did it. You know, they tested it. They did send their report. You know, you can take it for what it's worth. I'll post it in the video here. That shows all the tests that it went through. So it says all went through this UL certification, like they did the test that UL does, and they said it passed all those. You know, they put pictures and all that stuff. Again, take it for what it's worth. But it did say the battery. I mean, they said the battery is UL certified. I don't think it is. But again, this isn't, you know, it turns out that that's not that unusual for electronic devices, or especially e-bikes, where they say it's UL certified, but it's not. So just be mindful of that. I would not leave it charging, or I'm not going to leave it charging when I'm not home, just because you don't want it starting a fire. There's no indication that this would start it. It seems like a very well put together bike, but it's just not worth the risk, in my opinion. And let's talk about pricing. So I jumped on this bike because someone posted this deal for $519, no tax, no shipping. So it was a really good deal. The next comparably priced or comparably equipped bike was about $700 to this one, like in terms of power and I mean, I guess that's basically it, just power, because actually no, power and features, because some of them don't have a throttle. It just does. So like, again, it has a throttle here. You twist it and you can go. I mean, you'll see it in the video. A lot of them just have the pedal assist. I wanted the throttle, so yeah. But anyway, so comparably equipped is about $700 is the next cheapest. And again, it's another no-name brand. Not that this is a no-name brand, but, you know, it's not like a traditional Schwinn or something that you grew up on. The bike name, like a Huffy, or what else do we have? A Specialized, or a I don't know. I don't remember what the other bikes are, but you know, it's not one of those names. Which those names are probably the e-bikes they make or sell. Are probably just licensed e-bikes from China, anyways. But so that's what this is. This is from China. It is, you know, technically a no name. I think it looks nice. I don't mind that it says Senada several places. They had a white one too, not just the black one. The white one sold out right away. Although I like the black. I mean, I think it looks nice and sporty. The white might be better for women, just because it, you know, is a better appearance thing. But it was a good looking bike too. So really, it just came down to the price. I mean, there was nothing close to this in the price. I was thinking about getting one of these, and then this was on sale for like, I don't know, a week and a half before selling out. I think a lot of people probably had it in their carts like I did, and just thinking, do I want an e-bike? Am I going to use it? And then I pulled the trigger. So then eventually it did sell out at that price. I'll post a link, obviously, in this video, and you can see if it goes back in sale at that price. They had another one called the Drifter, which was slightly more expensive, like $100 more expensive. Similar specs, different shape of a bike, so you may want to consider that one. I mean, again, at this price, absolute great deal, fantastic. I mean, you know, $519, no question, that's the best deal that you're going to get for something that goes this fast. If you're looking for a throttle bike. Again, if you're willing to deal with the ghost pedaling, and again, I'm gonna see about the changing the settings and see if that makes a difference. I'll post a video about that whenever I do it. But if you're okay dealing with that, and you're okay dealing with, you know, it being super heavy and the 20-inch wheels, I think it's definitely worth considering, um, because it's a great price. It has a 1-year warranty. I don't know if that's actually something that's going to be redeemable, but you know, hopefully nothing else will break on it. You know, otherwise you'll have a 60-pound hunk of metal. But again, I've gotten no indication of that. It seems to have done pretty well. And again, it's for $500. I'm super impressed. Again, this is probably not a bike, though, that if you're an avid biker, you're probably not going to be satisfied with it, just because, you know, it's pretty rudimentary. Like, the shifter is very basic. 7 gears. That is all it is. It's 7 gears. So, basic Shimano shifter, as I'm told, is basic. It has a bell. This is how you turn it on. And then this is how you change the pedal assist, like that. And then there's some other things you can do. I don't want to do it right now because I think one of them is the walk mode, in which case I'll just pull forward. But you can see the video of me driving it, which will be linked into this video. So yeah, I just felt like I would share this this bike with you all. If it comes back in stock around that price, I think it's definitely worth considering. I've been happy with it so far. It's supposed to be 500 watts. We'll see how this turns out. 75 pound box. Very unruly and annoying, but FedEx delivered it without issues. So we'll see. I do see that there's a little thing here, but it doesn't look like it went too far. So let's open it up. Okay, so this is what it looks like inside the box. It's kind of well packed, I guess. I mean, it's all zip tied together. I don't really know. It's not it's not very well organized, but hopefully this survives without any bent pieces. Although I'm a little worried about this shock absorber right here, which is clearly rubbing up against it. Let's get it out and see. Fingers crossed. So you can see it out of the box right now. Weird seeing a bike look like that, but that's how they ship it to save on space, I guess. And it has some interesting brackets all over the place. So, like, this thing connects the mudguard, I guess. Which is surprising that it needs it, but maybe because it folds, they wanted it to have a little more rigidity. It also seems to have a little foot down here. Oh no, that's plastic. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you're supposed to leave that on or what, but it's plastic, but it's definitely meant to rest the thing when it's folded. Could just be for assembly, but let's see if the battery's got any charge in it. Fully charged, almost fully charged. That's a pretty cool feature. I didn't even know it had that. Can we pull the battery out? There's definitely a way to, with a handle, but I think you have to unlock it. Cool. Charging plug there. Let me see. Does it say UL on the battery at all? The answer is no. Okay, and then aside from the actual bike, we have these parts came with it. So we have the pedals right here. You have to install these. An Allen key set, which is actually pretty cool. I'm sure it's not great quality, but that's nice to have one of these with all of them that fold out. The reflectors and their mounts, I guess, for like the other one. This is supposed to have, yeah, it does. It has a brake light and headlight. We'll get into the features once I get it assembled. Then it comes with these crescent wrenches. The seat came, obviously not installed, so we have to pop that on. And then the owner's manual. So, I mean, that's not a lot of stuff, honestly, to assemble with this, hopefully. So, we'll get all this protective. Oh, and there were zip ties for some reason. I don't know why they're what they're for. But this must be the charger. I'm gonna pop that off and charge it right now, so that way when we do get it assembled, we can just try it. It looks like it's in okay condition. Tires are not fully pumped up. I think we need to really pump those up, because that will not support my weight for sure. I think it's funny because these are so small wheels by bike standards. They're only 20 inches. But, you know, like you look at them compared to the car, they're really not that small. But then you look at them compared to the bike, another bike that I haven't used in forever because it's a road bike, and they look tiny. But so here's the charger. It was in that little white box. Comes with a 2-prong plug. It doesn't even have a ground, which is kind of surprising. Doesn't really inspire that much confidence. It does feel a little on the cheaper side. Like this is like lighter than my laptop charger. So I don't really, you know, I mean, let's see what we got for specs here. 2.5 amps. Doesn't say wattage here. 54 volts. I mean, that might be why, because I think my laptop, my gaming laptop charger probably has more voltage. Output. And it's also 230 watts, so maybe that this is probably not that much. But I mean, it does not, you know, looks and feels kind of chintzy. So, does this say UL certified? It doesn't. Oh, it does. Oh, no. Well, maybe. It says UL listed, so that makes me feel a little better. And I do have the big, long report of the testing that the bike underwent. It's not UL, but it went through, like, I guess, maybe they said it went through the same procedures that UL tests. So I'll post that, or I'll actually do a scroll through in the video, but I'll post that link to that file as well. So the light on the charger does go red when it's charging. It was green when I plugged it into the wall without it being charged. I mean, I don't know. Here, watch. See how it's green without it being plugged in? I plug it in, which, by the way, it has a little notch, so it's easy to do it. You know, if it's either going to go in or it's not. And now it's red. So you also can't push this little button thing to show the charge while it's charging. And then it said unfold to the frame. Cut some stuff off. I think the handlebars are there. There's a lot of stuff taped onto this. I don't mind all the insignia, the Senada insignia on it. Some other people are saying they don't like it when they plaster a name everywhere. I mean, if it wasn't a pronounceable name, I would, who knows if I'm even saying this correctly, but at least that's the way it would be said. So if it wasn't a pronounceable name, I could see it. But because this is, an English name, I think it's okay. For it to be plaster places, it doesn't look too cheap. But okay, and then another thing that we need to do is assemble the handlebars. I think these are them. They're just folded down. So let's start cutting some of this stuff off. I can drop it like that. Using the ever-appropriate garden shears. Let's see. Lots of padding, which is good, I guess. Lots of padding. How is this attached? Huh. Oh! Nope, I have no idea. This folds? definitely folds. I don't know what it's folding to though. Huh. I'm not sure if that's a folding, if I'm supposed to fold that off when I fold the bike up, but not bad. So it really does, if you want, fold pretty tight. I assume it goes like that. Definitely before you unfold it, make sure that you cut these zip ties down here, because I just was pulling it and I didn't even realize this wire was connected. I don't really know where that goes to feed it to. Maybe it goes in the handlebar. I'm not sure, but it was putting a lot of strain if you pull. So this also came with a bunch of zip ties, which I'm not really sure why. Alright, so that's it. Now we're fully opened. Let's see how this handlebars go on. I'm going to try and do it after having folded the full bike out like this, because I tried and it's pretty tight when it's folded up. Not sure if that's why it's tight, but we'll figure it out. To fold, you literally just fold it and then clasp this into place. I'm sorry. So yeah, so to close it, you're just gonna like say it was already open like this. You just close it like that. It's pretty easy. And then down here, you're just gonna push. That's it. And then you're gonna lock it. I'm not sure how the lock works unless that's it, but it seems not super stiff. But maybe we tighten that up with the Allen key. But let's see. So you can see here what I'm talking about. This little thing right here. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, so I had to move the handlebars underneath because they were on the other side, so like that. That opened up a lot of slack on this, and you can now just put it right in. So there's a groove you have to line up, like so. And then, I mean, obviously tighten this to your required height. Put it like this. Snaps into place. And then we tighten this up. Pull it in. And then fold it over. Obviously you can tighten it to however much you want. I think there's a play right now because this is not the right height adjustment. These handlebars can go really high, although I can't imagine you need them much higher than where I have them right now, but they go all the way, if you can see. So I'm gonna put it here for now. There we go, that got rid of the play. Not really sure it's straight, to be honest. It's definitely not. Let's see if I can tilt this a little bit. Okay, I think that's straight now. Oh, we'll figure it out. Yeah, cool. So you can see it rests fine on this kickstand. Now we have to install the seat, say, right here. And then the other thing, so it'll be this thing right here. And then the other thing that we need to do is, I noticed this, it was making that clanging noise. I don't know where these are supposed to go. So like this little thing came off. And I don't know if it goes to these things maybe. Those are loose. I think that is where they go, because if you look up here, very similar nut to that we have down here. So I think we just need to take them off and put it on here. I'm not sure why they didn't come assembled like that, but yeah, so far so good. I think the bike is looks pretty well made. It is not a light bike though. I know it's lighter than a lot of other e-bikes, but it's still got to be 65 pounds. Yeah, let's get this further installed and see how it rides.
Okay, so they're going to do the bike seats. It's obviously super simple. Let me show you once I get it installed. And it's pretty undo it, tighten to replace it where you want it. Again, I don't really know the height for this. Like, again, how high up are we supposed to be? I mean, if you're going to pedal, I guess you want it higher. If you're going to predominantly do like the motorcycle, where you just use the throttle, probably lower is fine. These fasteners are pretty good, but they can also loosen, as I remember from past other bikes. I'm trying to make sure that it's tightened. But I guess the name of the game with this is portability, flexibility. So see a little mark on the seat here, but probably not too much of an issue. A cool thing with this is to remove the battery. You can, you don't have to take the seat out. You can just flip it up. Oh yeah, you do. So there's just a little lever right here that unlocks this clasp, and then it puts the seat up, and then obviously the battery is still locked. There we go. Just like that. So you can see here's the battery. There's the contact points. Let's get a up close view. So there is no, this says warranty void if label removed. I guess they don't want you opening it. I don't know what the warranty is on this, maybe a year or two. Here's a close-up view of the stickers. So you can see it doesn't say UL certified, but again, I'll attach that report that they sent me that said all the testing that it went through. So now we can put this back in. Should be pretty simple. Just drop it right on the rail here. Like so. And then this key down here has all your options. So we have currently on unlock, and there's there's off, and then I guess on. I'm guessing that you need to do that. I'm not sure what this is. Fuse. This is for the fuse. So there's one keyhole, and these keys come with it. They come out. So there's obviously some sticky plastic on it for some reason. Okay, so we were right. These little things here are where you install these guards, and it does say to install them, so they were not supposed to be attached. I don't know if this is the right one. This Allen key is what they gave us. So, oh, it's listed. That's pretty cool. It shows which kinds are on it. But we gotta do it on both sides. I'm not sure why it wasn't attached. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Side in the exact same way. I may not make you watch that because it's identical, but let me show it to you real quick. Let's see, it's identical, just sitting right over it. So we're going to do again washer, black metal bar thing, and then the nut. So they tell me that you can install this motor protection bracket right here. So this little metal piece, and I guess it goes right here on this axle. They gave 2 wrenches, one for each side. I'm not going to bother putting it on. It says optional, so I'm going to take their advice and make it optional. I don't really know what it's supposed to do. I'm guessing if you drop the bike, it will protect maybe the gears. Again, I don't know why it's motor protection, because it would just sit like right here. But for now, I'm going to leave it off. Is really tight, like the screw is really tight for the axle, and it's on both sides. So I just said, why bother? Leave it as is, and then if I start using this for more than just the upright commuter, then we can put it on later. But that is how you would do it. Again, they gave you both. They gave you two, and they want you to use the 18 side and just take it off on both sides, loosen it a little bit, hang this over it, and then tighten it back up. But it does say optional, so I'm going to go with optional. Then the other thing to do is we have to install these pedals. They're just threaded pedals. They're labeled right and left. Just gonna put them in. I'm a little bit surprised. I guess they probably, yeah, so they do. So once you get them tight enough, then you have to tighten them with a wrench. Let's do this. Obviously, it's not tight enough that I would need this wrench yet, but I have one hand, so doing it like so. Good. Now it's tightened, spins. Similar thing on the other side. Let's see right here. And I think that's about it for the absolutely required stuff. You can see there's a couple things in here. We have two reflectors and or three reflectors, I'm sorry. The two for the wheels and the one for the back or the front. And they have the brackets for it, and it comes with them. Assuming the screws, these screws go for it because I haven't needed them elsewhere. And then a bunch of zip ties, which again, I don't really know what those are for. I'm guessing if you have loose cables like up there, so we probably should be zip tying those closer. Which I'm not sure if that's, if that impacts the functionality of the folding if you tighten those cables up. But that seems to be it as far as the actual assembly goes. Yeah, so there's the final product, minus the reflectors, minus that motor guard that's optional. Looks pretty good. Let's get this on the road. As you can see, we have to pump up the tires. It says 40. I've seen people have them at 60, or at least they say they have at 60. These were at like 10, so pump it up before you use it. Twist it. Let it go. So, does it fit in a car? And the answer is kind of. This is about as, obviously these handlebars do fold, but it still gets pretty thick. There might be a way to cram it in here, but I couldn't find a way to fit it in here with the seats up. Maybe if you stood it up it would work, but I don't think so. It's really floppy when you have it folded, which is a bummer. Maybe get a tie to tie them together, but there's also a lot of things that feel like they're just not meant for folding. Like this is pretty flimsy, this is pretty flimsy. Now those are guards, I guess. That's probably what the motor guard is for when you fold it, but when you're sliding it in, I mean, I'm not a huge fan. It's also massive and heavy, so like, it's a struggle, especially with the battery on. It's over 60 pounds, so you're not gonna be doing this a lot. It's definitely not convenient. So I would not plan on folding and taking this with you that often, but it is still an option if you need to. Oh, so that's walk mode, so you can see I'm not doing anything. It's pulling the bike for me. I don't know how to get out of it. I think you have to hit a brake. Oh, you can hold down on the minus symbol. So holding down on the minus symbol activates it. There might be a way to change how fast it's going, but it's definitely pulling. I'm definitely pulling back on it. So, but again, that's walk mode for help you walk up a hill or across the street. Yeah, so that'll do it. If you're interested in an e-bike, I'd definitely consider this brand and this bike if it goes on sale for anywhere close to it. It's just such a good deal comparatively. Like, there's nothing else close. And if you're not a super crazy, like, avid biker, then I think you'll be happy with it. Again, if you're more experienced professionally, you probably would want to go with one of the better brands, but or well-known brands that have more care towards the type of brakes they use and the shifter and how many gears it has. But for basic bicyclers who just want something to cruise around in or want something as alternative mode of transportation, I would definitely recommend it. And yeah, if this video has helped you make a decision, or if you just like hearing me talk, please like, comment, subscribe. It's kind of the type of stuff that I review, stuff I buy that's kind of a big purchase to try and help other people make the decision whether or not to do it, especially for no-name stuff like this where there isn't. I am not a paid reviewer, by the way. I think there's a lot of reviews out here that were paid. They all popped up about the same time, but I'm not a paid reviewer. That bought this with my own money. I did use that coupon code that Slick Deals had posted for to get it at $5.19, but that's about it. So everything else, this is a 100% legit review. If anything happens with the bike over the next year or two, certainly next year, I will let you know. But so far, so good. Thanks, guys.